Unfortunately, son, there's only one God in Nottingham, and he thinks you should fuck off to Norwich. This was signed on the back of, can you remember that volley he scored for Norwich against Liverpool? Well, listen, I'm telling you now, he miskicked that. But he was signed for, I think, close on £1 million, £999,999.99, because he said he weren't quite worth £1 million. So he couldn't get hold of it, couldn't pass it, couldn't run, didn't score enough goals. What Clough used to do, if he signed you and he didn't want you, he didn't mess about. Fash went to see him, because he were left out of the team after a few games. Gaffer, why am I not in the team? Son, you can't get hold of it, you can't pass it, you can't score me a f***ing goal, you wear your socks halfway around your shin pads and it looks shit. And we've had Norwich City on the phone, and they'd like to take you back. I suggest you think about it. A couple of days later he comes back. Gaffer, I've been thinking about what you said. I've had a word with God, and God thinks that I should stay here and fight for my place. To which the Gaffer replies, unfortunately, son, there's only one God in Nottingham, and he thinks you should fuck off to Norwich.
His missus was a porn star, wasn't she? She used to say to him, Tommy, get any pictures of your missus? Just Google her la. Loads on Google. He went back, he used to go back pre-season and stay in an attic, in this little attic, a tiny room for 6 weeks. He used to sit in his PlayStation. He was like number 2 or number 1 in the world for COD at one point. You couldn't shout at him, see if like you were in his team and he was about to shoot, but you were in a better position. Be like, yes, Tommy, yes, Tommy. He'd shoot and see if he missed, he'd turn around at you and go, don't shout at the fucking shooter, la. At the end, you do a small-sided game, but if his team were losing, he'd just pick up the ball. 0-0, start again. You're like, fuck off, Tommy. And you would start at 0-0, you'd be fucking 5-0 up, scored a hat-trick. 0-0, start again, you're like, fuck's sake. You just keep going, you'd get to like fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon till he won a game. Right, time up. Boys were doing laps on the pitch and he'd just been in a corner with somebody in a headlock. And the fitness coach was like, Tommy, come on. No, la, he's staying with me. Just fucking a maniac.
I haven't got a fit striker on the books, so I'm looking through the book and trying to find somebody. Suddenly I said to Tony Adams, what about Kanu? He went, Harry, he's 48. I said, well, he said, nah, I spoke to the physios at Arsenal, he said he's fit. I said, he was at West Brom last year. I said, I saw him, he did all right. I saw him twice and he played well. He went, nah. Anyway, we go through the book, can't find anything. Eventually I ring up Kanu. Kanu, do you want to play? I said, are you going to play this year? Yeah, I'd love to play, he said. I said, do you want to come to Portsmouth? Yeah. So he come down on tomorrow, Monday morning. This is Sunday. Come Monday morning and we can do a deal. We have you to come down and play. Fantastic. Monday morning he turns up. I said, look, we've got a reserve game this afternoon. I'm going to play you in the reserves against Cardiff. It's not a trial. It's just to make sure your fitness is good, you know, you're ready, get you fit for Saturday. We have a big game Saturday at Blackburn. So anyway, he's having a medical. I said, don't do the medical till after the game. If he's rubbish, we'll foul him on the medical, right? So anyway, he plays in the game, 60 minutes, 2 goals, 2 weldies. So we sign him. On the Saturday, we play Blackburn at home first game. I put him on the bench. Todorov plays first half. He can only play half a game. He's got an injury. We're coming 1-0 up. I put Kanu on. He gets 2 goals second half. We win 3-0. On the Monday, we go to Middlesbrough. He gets another 2 goals. We win 4-0 at Middlesbrough. We get back to the airport, at Southampton Airport, and he's sitting where the luggage comes round. Suddenly, his body's gone into spasm or whatever. He can't move. That'll lift him up, put him in a wheelchair, wheel him out to his car, and the kit man had to drive him home.
No way.
But 5 years later, he's still playing for Portsmouth. He scored the goal in the semi-final to win the cup. He scored the only goal in the final to win the cup. And 5 years later, he was still playing for Portsmouth.
So what we're saying, Tony Adams is not a judge?
No, Tony must have had his age. But if Tony was correct, he would then been 53 in his final year.
If a player was getting a bit awkward, a bit lippy, I'd say, oi, do you get fined for dissent at your club? And I knew most of them, not all of them, did. Do you get fined? He says, yeah. I said, well, look, save yourself some money and stop having a gibble at me, just get on. He said, don't give a fuck. He said, I'm on £2,000 a week. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, here then, have one for dissent and that'll just reduce that £2,000 a bit, won't it? And I carded him, no. Cheeky twat. I'm trying to give him trying to help him to keep out of trouble, and just, I'm on £2,000 a week, I don't give a fuck. Right, lovely, have that. I once was yellow carding this player, and he says, you might as well send me off then. I said, seriously? He says, yeah. I said, all right then. Fucking have it. Yeah, have it. And I wrote the report. I says, I'm cautioning the player, and then he invited me to send him off. So I thought, to make his afternoon, I agreed. And sent him. I'm delighted to assist.
David's come from Paris Saint-Germain. He's got their own training camp in Paris, you know, and it was just everything. He had his own masseur and God knows what, and all of a sudden he comes with us. Maiden Castle, anybody could walk in because it was just a university. And David Ginola come from Paris Saint-Germain. He was like, what the fuck have I come to here? He was sat in change, he just went, who is this? And there's a bloke coming to play badminton. He's sat next to Ginola. Ginola's like, what is this? Well, this is my changing room. But it's like the drinking culture at Newcastle. It was a Tuesday night, but it's a Tuesday afternoon it starts.
Yeah.
We used to go on to Quayside, a place called Uno's, everyone. Peter Beers would come out with us. Peter Beers didn't even drink. I remember Ginola coming out, you know, he's mixing, he looks $1 million. He's cool as, isn't he? So he comes out and he's looking, and I can see him looking, and the young lads, like Steve Watson, Lee Clark, Robbie Elliott, Steve Howard, they're just getting smashed. Ginola's just watching these lads getting absolutely hammered. So he gets to like 6, 7 o'clock, and David's had his bottle of wine where he's had a drink and everything else, and he's gone, okay, we go home now? Fucking go home, man! We only just fucking started! And Lee Clark shaking, he goes, Bez, come and listen to this! He went, come and listen to this fucking idiot. So I go, what? Lee Clark listens to Ginola, go on then, tell us what you just said. I just wanted to help you, you know, you should be more professional, you know, you drink too much. Dash went, yeah, but he's just had fucking 20 fags.
His mum died in Italy on a Thursday, so he went away back to Italy. He says, please lads, please I beg you, please, Simon, and 2 others, like, you three, please do not go out tonight. Please, we have a massive game Tuesday, we've worked hard all year, get this done and we're up, and then you can party. Mate, he's not even shut the door, and I'm like, where are we going, man? Fucking Aldershot away. Piss it, man, we'll beat them. We'll beat them easy, where are we going, mate? My last memory is fucking jumping about a nightclub in Swindon at like 3 in the morning. 3 of us were starting, 3 of them were starting, 2 of us were on the bench. So my mate was next to me who I was out with, and I was like, fuck, he knows, man. He knows we've been out. And the boys are getting beat 1-0, of course. It's going to happen, wasn't it? So he's like that to me, go and warm up. So as I'm warming up, I think he knows, man, definitely. And then I come back and he makes a joke while I'm getting changed. So my mate who was on the bench, I was mate, he doesn't know, man. No way, no, he just made a joke with me, I'm fine. Just as before I go on, I can't remember what he whispered in my ear, mate, but he said something that made me know that he knew. Of course, mate, they go right up the pitch. As soon as I've come on, what's the chance? I think I maybe slipped or something. Gave the ball away, they run up and score. Aldershot 2-0 beat us. I remember us 4 walking back off it was the slowest walk, mate. I think the fans left before we got in. We get in, sit down, mate, he fucking erupts. Mate, at Aldershot it's like metal walls, mate, it's like old school wooden, well, whatever it's called, brick walls. Rolex pops off. That's how hard he hit it. He never even went like that. Gets right in my face. He goes like that, you think you're the big man? You're out in Swindon with the music that you like to dance. And mate, you're so scared, but you're also trying not to laugh. And then he went, you like to drink the poison? Whoa! Drinking the poison, right? And he went, you like to dance? You like to dance in your face? And then he turns to his assistant manager and he goes, Fabrizio, put the music on, let them dance. The next day, mate, and he was on again on the bus, we could hear him on the radio, names us. I want every fan to know Simon Ferry, Alan McCormick, who else was it? Luke Rooney, somebody like the usual suspects. And again, I've let this club down. Front page of the paper the next day, mate. And the next day he was like brand new, he's like, right, forgotten about a week's wages, I think it was. He says, right, we'll go to Gillingham and win.
Did you go that year?
No, got beat.
We had a training session under Aussie. It's called shadow play. It's basically, he picks his 11 that's going to start on the Saturday or through the week, which it was then pretty much your goalkeeper of 4, 4 and 2. You've got a full-size pitch, you're playing against nobody. We've took the kick-off, passed it back to Lee Clark. Lee Clark's passed it back to Kevin Scott. Again, we're playing backwards and we should be going forwards because we ain't playing anybody. Kevin Scott gives it to Steve Watson, who's right back, and Steve Watson turns round and passes it back to Tommy Wright, who's in goal. Tommy Wright was putting his gloves on in the back of the net. The ball goes in the goal. We're getting beat 1-0. We ain't playing any football. And we were going through a really bad time at the time, and you could just see Ozzy just rocking with his hand. He's in his hands and he's going, fucking hell, boys, we're shit, man. We're getting beat 1-0 and we ain't playing anybody. That's how bad it was.